Portsmouth Tower information Sierra. 1856 Zulu observation. Wind 130 at 10. Visibility 10. Few clouds 4000. Ceiling 20,000 broken. Temperature 19er. Dew point 12. Altimeter 3013. Pressure altitude -9 or 1. Expect ILS approach runway 16. Departing runway 16. Attention all aircraft. Hazardous weather information for Northeast region available on highways or flight service frequencies. WAR and DME out of service. Runway 16 PAPI out of service. Unmanned aircraft operations in progress 3.6 New Mexico North, SFC 200 feet until 1815 Zulu. Advise on initial contact. You have information Sierra.
Alright. Pretty sure it's supposed to be nautical miles, not New Mexico's, but it's okay. Alright, so we're ready to taxi. Portsmouth Ground RV 266 Victor Alpha's November hangars ready to taxi with Sierra.
26 Victor Alpha, Portsmouth Ground, runway 16, taxi via November Alpha Bravo. Intersection departure, did you want flight following?
Negative on the flight following, take November Alpha Bravo to runway 16, RV6 Victor Alpha. Alright.
And ground, Canadian Baron Charlie Golf Bravo Bravo Alpha, information Sierra at customs ready to taxi.
Go ahead and pick up our center line here. This is taxiway November.
Charlie, taxi via Alpha Charlie.
Are you part of the tankers? Do you go in the tankers? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm boom operator.
Oh, okay, cool. You might know a little bit of, about the airport and the layout of it. You sit up front when you're not in the boom, right?
Yeah, we sit in the cockpit.
Okay. Yeah, we're just a little lower to the ground than you're used to.
A little bit.
Alright, so we're coming up off of November. We're going to take the right on Alpha, first left on Bravo. Make sure we're clear left and right. Alright, down to the first left. As you probably already know from being in the cockpit, steering's all done on the ground with feet. I don't know if they have a tiller or not, but I know the new airplane probably will, because I know the 7.6 does. But yeah, we steer primarily with our feet. With this airplane, the nose wheel is free castering, so it just kind of swings. So you kind of rely heavily on the brakes to differential brake. As at slower speeds, you don't have any authority over your rudder, unless if you have a whole bunch of power or a whole bunch of speed. So right now, I can go full left, and we're still going to the right. So I got to use a little bit of left brake, kind of keep it over there. And that's mostly because of the wind, why it wants to go down there, because the wind's coming from our right, so it's hitting the tail, yawing the nose to the right as well. And when we take off, it's going to want to be going to the left because we'll be coming off the left side of the plane. Take our left here at Bravo. We're going to spin it around over here, so we're pointing into the wind. Yeah, it's a little better. We'll close this up now. And our vents are down here, so if you're getting warm, you can pop that open. Yeah, it just pushes right open. Okay. Everything's reading okay. Do our flight control check here. I assume you know how everything works. So this is moving our ailerons around our wings there. That causes us to roll. This is pitch, which is our elevator, stabilator in this airplane. That's in the back there. So that's moving up and down, and then the rudder, left and right. Okay.
All right.
So all that checks okay. Fuel is on, ignitions are both on, choke is off. We're going to go ahead and bring it up to 4,000 RPM. We're going to do our engine check. The RPM gauge is here. Up to 4. Okay, I want to verify everything's in the green, stable. We're going to check each ignition. We're running only on B. B is running smooth. We're running on just A. A is smooth. Everything looks good. Bring it back to idle. Make sure it idles in the green, which it does. Reset our trim to the green line here. There. Cool. That's just the takeoff position for the elevator, the stabilator trim. Message will be battery test for the screen, which is fine. Everything else is reading okay. Switch over.
16, wind
power.
30 at 9, clear for the option.
All right, any questions before we go?
No, I don't think so.
All right. So I'll be doing takeoff and landing. Once we get to a safe altitude, I'm going to transfer the controls to you.
Okay.
What we'll do is we'll kind of go straight out towards the coast. We'll make a right turn, kind of go up the coast. Once we get around like Hampton, Salisbury area, we'll just kind of do some turns, get a feel for the airplane.
Bravo Alpha, contact Boston departure, have a good flight.
Departure, Bravo, Bravo Alpha, thank you.
Have you ever taken the controls to the tanker?
No.
Okay. I had another boom operator that I flew with, and he admitted that he did fly it a few times, so I kind of figured that maybe it'd apply to you as well.
Depends on who you're with, but
yeah.
I've done it in the sim. I've did a few landings in the sim.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Portsmouth Tower, V266, Victor Alpha, holding short, 16 at Bravo for a south departure.
Tower V266, Victor Alpha, Portsmouth Tower, runway 16 at Bravo, 1130, 9 cliff takeoff, traffic sundown at right base, runway 16.
Cliff takeoff, runway 16 at Bravo, RV6 Victor Alpha.
Sundown 97 Sierra, traffic RV departing, runway 16 at Bravo.
Copy, static traffic, sundown over.
So what's nice about this airplane, it's very easy to control. As you can see, I'm just resting, my wrist on my lap, and I'm just flying with fingertips. That's all that it takes. It's really light on the controls. It's extremely sensitive. All right. So as we're going down the runway here, I'm going to have a lot of right rudder because we got the wind off the right, plus the engine force is going to put us to the left. So I'm just going to do a little bit of stick to the left. I'm going to go ahead and feed in the throttle, keep it on the line. Everything's reading in the green. Our airspeed's alive. I'm going to go ahead and ease it up. Away we go. A lot shorter than the 135.
Yeah.
Which is why we're able to do those intersection departures, because we don't need any of that.
Yeah, hardly any runway at all.
Yep.
266 Victor Alpha, say direction of flight.
And we're going to be mostly straight out to the south.
266 Victor Alpha, roger.
I'm using a little bit of trim to do a little bit of nose down, get a little bit more speed. Want to be climbing about 75.
97 Sierra, you did clear us for the option, affirmative.
97 Sierra, affirmative, clear for the option, runway 16.
Roger.
Let's kind of angle a little bit off to the right here. A little bit of chop.
So did I miss the altitude, or is it pretty much free range for?
Yeah, we can do whatever.
No.
Yep. Right now we're climbing through 900, about 85 knots. Cruising out to the beach. We'll go up to 2,000 though, so we got another 1,000 feet to go. I'll go ahead and let you take the controls now, so just fly with your left hand. Again, just real light on it.
Sundowner, acknowledge right close traffic.
Left close traffic approved.
Oh, is it left or right?
Left.
Left, okay. Left close traffic.
Alright, so far so good. We're passing through 1,500. Like I said, we'll continue up to 2,000. Should be pretty smooth from here on.
Number 97 Sierra, Portsmouth Tower.
Go ahead.
Do you guys have a working transponder, or are you negative transponder?
We show the transponder's working.
Okay, we're not getting a mode C readout for you. We got no altitude or anything, just your primary, that's it.
Okay, stand by. Let me recycle it.
All right.
And once we start approaching that altitude, you can just slowly push the nose forward. You're going to want it about 3 or 4 inches below the horizon.
266 Victor Alpha, frequency change approved.
Alright, frequency change approved. Talk to you in a bit, Victor Alpha. It's usually about like a fist.
Portsmouth Tower.
I'll bring back some power.
97 Sierra, are you receiving the mode C now?
And if you feel like there's any sort of resistance, you can use the trim here. So if you want the nose to go down, you do nose down, nose up.
Portsmouth Tower, 97 Sierra.
97 Sierra, negative. We're not receiving any altitude on you.
Okay, it's just the primary. Correction, just the 1200 squawk.
We can't even see your squawk, actually.
Okay, thank you.
Portsmouth Tower, 211 Sierra Juliet, inbound, 5 miles to the south.
Who are you flying today?
Number 211.
No.
Portsmouth Tower, report right base, runway 16.
Trying to build a schedule today.
Okay.
Next week's schedule.
So is there still, I assume there's still things for you to do even when you're not sitting in the airplane?
97 Sierra. I'm going to hit
Yeah, everybody has a ground job, office job. There's training, stand eval, centers and evaluations.
Okay.
There's scheduling, executive, commander staff.
Yep.
97 Sierra, we just got your ident.
Okay, thank you.
I'm in scheduling, so when I'm not flying, I'm
Number 211 Sierra Juliet, Chicago.
building the schedule, obviously.
I figured the job wasn't that easy. You only work certain days, mission days. When they're doing training, do you still go with them?
What do you mean?
So like when they're just doing like touch and goes, are you with them?
Yeah, you have to have a full crew, so
Okay.
always at least 2 pilots and a boom.
Okay. I think sometimes you guys will do like a little bit of training here, then go out, do something, and then come back. I don't know if you're on a mission or it's just long range training, but I always hear them say, they want clearance for their long range, and then they get block altitudes and.
Yeah, almost every sortie has an AR.
Okay.
Unless they just stay in the local area.
Right.
Or I mean, they'll go to different airfields and do touch and goes.
Okay.
But like that's if we can't find a receiver or the receiver cancel. But we always want to set up a mission to have a receiver. That way the boom gets training as well. Plus the pilots get training, in AR.
Right.
211 Sierra Juliet.
211 Sierra Juliet, roger. Checkles down, runway 16, 1150 at 8, clear to land, red box truck left.
Alright, you can go ahead and make a right turn now. Just kind of follow the coast, parallel it.
211 Sierra Juliet.
I really tell immediately how sensitive the airplane is. Takes really little movement to get it to respond. You're holding altitude better than most of my students, so that's pretty good. That's usually the hardest part.
So when we get to talking, lose that focus.
November 97 Sierra, right close traffic, approved number 2, fallen Sierra, approaching right base, full stop.
Portsmouth Tower, Sundowner 917 Sierra, departing close traffic to the north.
November 97 Sierra, roger. Depart the airspace to the north.
You're probably used to seeing this area. Maybe not quite as low, but...
No, definitely not as low.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I think this probably has better visibility anyways.
Yeah, sure.
transponder. When you idented, we could see your 1200 code, but when you're just flying in normal mode, we can't see any readout on it at all.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, so now let's just do some turns. Make a left 90-degree turn. Kind of head out towards the ocean a little bit. You always want to try flying with your eyes outside. So you always want to be looking at the horizon, look at how the nose is relative to the horizon, and trying to keep that mostly stationary. If you're given a turn or anything, it's best to look in that direction. For one, make sure there's nobody out there, make sure there's no traffic, but also pick a point that you can bring the nose to. That way you don't have to stare at that the whole time.
Okay.
Alright, now go ahead and bring it back around to the right. You can see on here the screen does show traffic. They have to have an active transponder in order for them to show up on the screen. It allows us to have a little bit situational awareness, better situational awareness by kind of knowing where everybody is. Or at least everybody that wants to be seen. So we do have one guy flying down the coast at about 1,000 feet. That's what that means. He's 1,000 feet below us. He's not going to be a factor to us. See Boston out there in the horizon?
Yeah.
On November with information Sierra, looking for a departure to the northeast.
I got that traffic in sight. Taking a left turn right outside the beach.
Short final for 16.
You're just going parallel to the beach. Just going over the marsh now, you see him?
Oh, yep, got him now.
No need to acknowledge traffic to Robinson helicopter departing the parallel taxiway.
This is Salisbury Beach right here, Plum Island, right up here after the Merrimack River. Newburyport out there. What I'll have you do is just keep flying out this way. Once we come up to the mouth of the river, you can make a right turn, kind of fly down the river.
Would you happen to have a frequency for Boston approach in this area?
Yeah, 125.05.
125.05, thank you.
Enjoy it a lot more, you're not cruising past it.
Right. There'll be days where you want speed, but it's not so bad to be moving a little slow. It's nice because you can see detail.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just kind of blowing by it, not really noticing anything.
Yeah, okay. To do one approach, it's like, oh, aim for the Walmart, you know, because that's the biggest thing you can see, or the most clear thing you can definitely see.
Looks like we got another traffic down here that's probably working the pattern at Plum Island Airfield, which is right on the other side of that road. They have a paved strip and a grass strip down there.
Plum Island, that's Mass?
Yep.
Sierra Juliet, contact ground.
Contact Graham, 211, Sierra Juliet.
There's someone landing in the grass right now.
Oh, yep, got him.
Anytime I go to Plum Island, it's always to use the grass. The runway's rougher than the grass is.
Yeah.
Pretty beat up. So how impossible are we to see to the 135 pilots when we're in the pattern?
Impossible. Bug smasher.
Yep. I figured we're not the easiest, but we can't be as bad as the helicopters. We can't even find them.
Yeah.
I had an instructor from Hampton came over the other day and told us that one of you guys over at the Guard is going to be setting up like a presentation or a conference or something for like the local pilots and the Guard to kind of talk about operations and what local pilots can do to make sure we don't get in the way or whatnot.
Right.
That's all I really heard about it. I didn't know if maybe you knew a little bit more about it.
No, I don't really know, but I can find out.
Okay.
If you want. Yeah, because I mean, that's what, whenever we took off, that's why I asked. I didn't hear an altitude. That's why it's kind of free range.
Yep.
You know, there we have an altitude every time. They're telling you where to go.
Right.
And they'll be like traffic, so and so, unknown.
Right.
Altitude. So that's, you're like, oh, you kind of get tighten up a bit, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, all our transponders are all. We have mode S, so it displays all the information that tower needs to know.
Right.
But as you heard, you know, with that sundowner that was just in the pattern, they're saying they're only picking up his primary. So he's one of those guys that's only transmitting his dot, and
okay.
He's not transmitting any sort of altitude or anything. But we all have this, you know, fancy equipment here, and that tells them everything they need to know to keep us separated and you guys separated with us. I don't think we've ever had an issue where they didn't know our altitude, because our stuff's always working.
Yeah, I've never heard of any issues.
Yeah. Got someone going over us there. He's right up there. Let's pass right up. Yeah. All right, you can go ahead and make a right turn, kind of, so 95's off the right here. Just go parallel to 95. And what we'll do is we'll go out, back to Hampton, and hang a left, go up 101. All right, right now we're over Amesbury, Mass. Right where 95 and 495 meet. So this is 495 right underneath the wing. 95 this way. I have quite a few, I probably have like 3 or 4 students that are in the Guard.
No.
You know Paul Marcus?
Marcus?
Yeah.
No.
No. He just left for Texas a couple months ago. But he's coming back a couple weeks to fly our Cub. Brian Albert? No? He's over there too. He's the, I believe,
to take off, staying in a pattern.
support group commander.
Sure, 211 Sierra Juliet, Ports of Tower, runway 16 at Bravo.
Not 100% sure, but
Clear for takeoff, make right close traffic.
Super takeoff.
that's what someone told me.
Okay, yeah. I really only know the ops guys.
Yeah.
That's all I really interact with, them and maintenance. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. You gotta make a left turn, kind of fly right down the highway.
This highway?
Right here.
Interstate?
Yep, 95. And then Tori Nelson, I guess she does like social media and stuff for you guys.
Okay.
She's in that department. And I can't remember the other guy that did the intro flight. That was a boom operator.
Yeah, the boom's who I know.
Yeah, figures. Yeah, I think he mentioned something about trying to start like a flying club or some sort of a deal for you guys that want to learn how to fly. You know, if there's a big enough group of you to offer discounts.
Yeah. I talked to Ryan with that. You're not thinking of me, are you? I've had my intro flight canceled 5 times, so it could have been me that you thought I got a month ago, you know?
Well, no, I definitely flew with another boom operator. He was a real tall guy.
Tall guy.
Said he, like, just a couple days before, he's like in Guam or something. He's definitely overseas. Can't remember his name though.
Was he younger? Older?
I'd say he's probably mid to late 30s.
You know what his rank was?
No. He actually didn't come in uniform.
Sean Avery's pretty tall. Who else?
That might have been who it was. That name rings a bell. Yeah, what a nice day.
Yeah, right.
We have a beautiful day smacked in between 2 not so nice days. Yesterday was disgusting, tomorrow's going to be disgusting.
Oh, is tomorrow going to be bad?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like ceilings 1,000 feet and below. Low visibility, rain showers.
AWS day, so we had a tea time.
Yeah. So do you work like a normal 9 to 5 sort of schedule? Yeah. That's not so bad then.
Nah, I mean for the most part. I mean, sometimes you're on a night flight.
Yep.
You know, deployed, your schedule's whatever.
Yep.
They keep you on a schedule, but you don't know what. Out there, you're only flying unless you get tasked to deploy as a staff member.
Yep.
A lot of people like deployments because it gets you away from the office where you're just solely out there to fly.
Right.
Sierra Juliet reporting midfield.
So when you're out on deployment and you're not flying, pretty much like free range, you can just kind of enjoy your time.
Yeah.
But how much time is there where you're not flying? It's a good portion, or
Depends. I mean,
depends on the mission.
yeah, the ops tempo. What we're going, you know, what's going on. It's slowing down now.
Yep.
But it was. You were flying all the time, you know. A year or 2 ago.
I feel like even just like a month ago, there's only 2 jets that were there. You know, the rest were out.
Guard deploys to Schuylerkirk in Germany.
Okay.
So you go and drink beer on their deployment. The active duty, you'll take the jet to the desert.
Yeah.
We don't get the cool, nice deals. So that's another reason why you should go guard and not active duty.
Yeah.
They go to Guam. That's a deployment as well.
Yep.
And then they go on trips. Regular TDYs.
That's not so bad.
No.
You can make a left to go down 101 here. What's the coolest thing you've refueled?
I mean, as crappy as the 35s are, they're pretty cool.
Yeah?
35s and 22s. B2's pretty cool, just how big it is.
Yep.
It'll take up the entire window.
That's pretty neat.
I think I've pretty much done everything. I filled up my air refueling bingo sheet.
Any, like foreign aircraft?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Well, over there all the time. A lot of Belgiums and
Yep.
Germans, and they'll be on the 16s and stuff like that.
Right.
So they have the, you know, the boom, and they have a receptacle like
Yep.
our jets do.
Yep.
But most of the other guys are like the Navy, where they have the probe.
Yep.
So we'll have the drogues, and we'll stream them out. Memphis jet, or probe and drogue, so there'll be a basket at the end of the boom.
Okay.
But French, English, Tornadoes and Rafales all the time.
I was just going to say, the Rafales, those are like, I think they're one of the coolest looking jets.
Yeah.
They really are. Especially, I think they have like that green canopy, I think it is. It's like this greenish tint. It just looks so mean. Yeah, I've always liked the Eurofighters and the Rafales.
I don't think I've ever did a Eurofighter.
No?
I do the Middle Eastern 16s and 15s, and those are the worst guys to refuel.
Really?
Yeah.
They're just poor training, or
terrible.
Really?
Scary.
I feel like they probably don't really have that high of requirements.
No. A lot of them will come over and train with us.
Yeah.
Like in like pilot school and stuff, they'll have Saudis, and I don't know if they let Qataris come over, Turkish guys will. I don't know if that relationship's gonna really stay.
Right.
But it's whenever they get back, there's no hardly any continuation training.
Do you have any questions on about the rocket we're flying right now?
No, none on top of my head. It's pretty smooth.
It is.
I might have heard the 135, how, I mean, because it's the,
Yep.
and you gotta fight it, you know, if you're hand flying it, you're fighting it the whole time.
Yep. Yeah, this is easy. Very relaxed.
Yeah. It's like a stroll.
Yep. Right in front of us here is Epping. A drag strip off the right.
Okay.
Should be somewhat familiar since you guys do the Epping arrival every once in a while.
I hardly fly here, to be honest.
Really?
You know, the guard has the priority. They're not as available, you know, as I am active duty. I'm there every day.
Yep.
So, working in the office a lot. There's a lot of continuation in the office, you know.
Makes sense.
And I've deployed a lot out of here already.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and just do like just a left 360. Make sure no one's out over there, we're all clear. A little bit of color in that patch of trees down there.
Oh yeah.
Northwest Tower, reporting midfield 211 Sierra Juliet.
10 Juliet, check wheels down, runway 16, wind 130 at 9 are clear for the option.
Clear for the option, 211 Sierra Juliet.
As you come around, you can roll out sort of parallel to the drag strip there.
This way or?
Yeah, that way.
Cool, get a little high.
So straight ahead, all those brick buildings, trees, that's going to be UNH. So you can fly straight out that way.
Where that white tower kind of is?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's also kind of cool about these screens is it's like a built-in chart supplement. So you can go to the info of the airport. It has all the frequency for it. And we can actually tune right to it just by pressing tune, and it throws it right in there. Kind of handy sometimes.
Yeah.
Tap it. Airport diagrams, as well as approaches. So if you guys are ever, if someone calls in and I don't totally understand, where they're at, and they say they're at some approach fix or something, I can just open this up real quick, look at, like Ottawa, then I know roughly where that is and where they should be.
Right.
That was kind of when I was still getting familiar with things, but now I know all the approach fixes, so it's not a big deal. Live weather, so this is essentially the METAR, as well as the TAF for the airport. And then the winds aloft for the area as well. And runway information, and then all the remarks for the airport. So it's chart supplement built right into it. That does that for all the airports. If the airport has weather and everything, it'll load it in. It has live radar as well. If I can find something. It's all that down there. Pretty big.
Yeah.
But most importantly, the traffic. That's what I probably use the most. Make sure there's no one around us. Do you guys use iPads in the tanker?
Yep.
Yeah, figured.
We just went to those probably 4 years ago.
Okay.
We still carry paper pubs, but
yeah. Good to have a backup.
Yeah.
So this is UNH right off the nose. I think you finally got a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Ryan was getting sick of calling you.
Probably getting sick of me texting him. A lot of days I'd see it coming.
Right.
That'd be, if I'm
211 Sierra Juliet reporting midfield.
the schedule I build, you normally execute it the week after, so you sit at the ops superintendent desk and your supervisor at flying and all that. So
Yep.
got to check the weather and retards and all that. And I'm like, oh, no way we're doing this afternoon. I see that fog roll in when I wake up.
Right. Yeah, there were some days where it like surprised us. You know, like the TAF or something shows that it's supposed to be fairly nice, and then you get a little bit of east wind and the air's just right, and that fog rolls right in. Yeah, wasn't forecasted in any way. Those are always the worst, because it's been a beautiful day up until that moment.
Yep.
Yeah, that happened a few times. All part of the game. Yep. This is Dover, straight ahead. So did you join the Guard with an interest in aviation, or did it start when you joined? Or was it, you know, a family thing because your dad?
That's kind of a family thing. Dad did 10 years as a crew chief, and then cross-trained to a flight engineer, so he spent the last half flying.
Okay.
So kind of had a taste, you know, in his experience and talking to him and all that.
Right.
So I went to college first, got a degree, tried to go officer then, but you know, it's like a big circle or a big wheel.
Yep.
So at that time they weren't taking anybody.
Yep.
So I enlisted with a guaranteed flying job. It was pretty tough to do. I had to wait a long time to get it.
Right.
I told him I wasn't going to join unless I was in the plane.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
That's what I'll do. Well, unless I'm sitting in that right seat after a year. There's not a chance. I mean, I assume I got over 3,000 hours. I feel like I'd be somewhat desirable. That's, you know, some Joe Schmo that has maybe an hour.
They'll hire you as a pilot. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, a lot of them listed, you have a dream sheet. And you'll go to basic training, you'll graduate, and like, oh, we need cops, we need maintenance.
Right.
This is what you are. But I had in contract, I will be a flyer.
Yep.
So I had the job, I had to wait for the job to open up.
Right.
Timing or whatever. But officer, you're going in with the job, because if you're not flying, you're going into a job that, like, you have to qualify for with your degree.
Right.
And there's two boards. There's a rated board and a non-rated board. So the rated is all the flying jobs. So you couldn't even be considered for a non-flying if you didn't want to.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound so bad.
No.
Perhaps there's Dover. A little bit slower view of it.
Yeah.
When you guys are on approach, you're going about 140, right? 140 to 150 on your airspeed?
Yeah, I mean, that's about what they pull power back to.
Okay.
I think it might be a little bit faster. And then when they're coming in on the approach,
yep,
it's where they want to get at.
Hey, so it looks like even when you guys run like a 3-4 mile final, you guys were like booking it,
cruising, yeah.
Yeah. There'll be times where like Tower puts us in front of you guys, and I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way. Because on here, so like if you see here, like the longer the vector, the faster you're going. You know, so this is Pat 159, so it's probably a King Air. So they're probably coming 100, 120 knots. But when you guys are coming in, it's like that. You know? Yeah. So it's like there's no way we're gonna make it.
face.
And there will be times where we'll be like, you know, we'll take a right 360 or something. I feel like sometimes I'm smarter than the controllers.
Yeah, they'll put you in some sticky situations sometimes.
Yep, especially with all the training they've been doing lately.
Yeah.
There's so much training. There's just so many instances where I'm just like scratching my head like, why are we over here? They made me wait 3 minutes for like a Learjet wake turbulence the other day. I'm just like, geez. All right, let's go ahead and make a left turn to the north. Kind of loop around these little lakes down here. We're now into Maine. There's Skyhaven Rochester Airport right there. Looking right down the runway from here. You see it? Yeah, big white building with the big white roof. Just left of that. On the other side of all the trees.
Oh, yeah, down there, more towards the horizon.
Yep, yeah.
I was looking a little bit too short.
Tower Pat 159, ILS runway 16.
Pat 159, Portsmouth Tower, check wheels down, runway 16, wind 130 at 9 are clear.
Runway 16 Pappy out of service. Unmanned aircraft operations in progress 3.6 New Mexico North, SFC 200 feet until 1815 Zulu. Advise on initial contact, you have information Sierra.
Still Sierra. Alright, you can make a left turn to the west. Go ahead and set up to come back in. I don't see anybody that would looks considerably faster than us on finals, so I can expect a straight in.
Portsmouth Tower, RV266 Victor Alpha is 10 to the northeast, inbound with Sierra, full stop.
RV266 Victor Alpha, Portsmouth Tower on our left base, runway 16 report, turn and final.
Left base 16, report turning final, RV66 Alpha.
Once here, Julie,
you pretty much go to the airport now.
Traffic on a 2-mile final.
Look for the King Air 211, Sierra Juliet.
Pat 159 on the go, you can execute the published miss and you'll contact Boston, departure on 125.05.
2505 on the published miss, Pat 159.
A little bit more fun than being in a tanker?
A little bit. We're 201, Sierra Juliet reporting midfield, and we have the King Air. Inside will be number 2.
Once here, Juliet, check wheels down, runway 16, wind 130 at 9 are clear for the option number 2.
Clear for the option number 2, 211, Sierra Juliet.
Do you ever take any pictures of the aircraft you're refueling?
Oh yeah.
That's always like, I'm pretty big into photography. That's like always been one of my dreams is to get some like air-to-air, you know, of the fighters and stuff. There's so many cool like Instagram pages from like other refueling squadrons that post pictures, and it's just like, you know, in videos.
Pat 159, contact Boston.
It's just cool seeing like an F-15 just roll out of the frame, and yeah, that'd be so cool to see.
Yeah, I mostly just take stuff on my phone, so they're not super great. But
Right.
there's one guy at my old base who He's got like a professional camera.
Yep.
Like, he's really into it. He posts some cool stuff. I don't know if there's a lot of stuff he should be posting.
Right.
But yeah, I guess his are so good that he does a lot of plane watching, so he goes down to the Tampa International Airport, and I guess they solicited him to take photos for him, whether they were so good.
Cool. Yeah, I can only dream of doing something like that. I've only done air-to-air stuff with, small airplanes like this.
Yeah. Yeah, remind me, I'll show you on the ground the ones I got.
Yeah,
some
for
cool
sure.
ones.
All right, you can start descending down. We'll pull back some power. We're probably going like half the speed that you'd normally be going right now.
Is it tanker?
Yeah.
Victor Alpha, check wheels down, runway 16, wind 130 at 9, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 16, RV6 Victor Alpha.
RV1 Sierra Juliet, correction, Cirrus 1 Sierra Juliet, extend your upwind 1 mile, then right, close traffic approved. You'll be following a Boeing 737, 15 miles northwest of the field, going 250 knots.
Extending 1 mile upwind, and 211 Sierra Juliet.
All right, you can bring the nose up a little bit now. Put the throttle back in. Try to light on. Do you guys have like a favorite jet, or like a jet that you like hope that you don't get assigned to, or they're just like some bad apples in?
As a boom or as like the pilots?
Either or.
AC-10s kind of suck.
Portsmouth Tower on November 655,
They'll,
November's whiskey on the visual runway.
knock off the autopilot trim and all that.
Yep.
So it'll just be chaos. C-17s will do that sometimes if they move real fast. Yep. They're such good airplanes, like technologically, that they can move too quick, and it turns our autopilot off because it jacks up the air, and planes just freak out. And that's not good when you're that close to it, you know?
Exactly.
The boom. We hate AWACS because they're receptacle. For some reason, the way it's designed, it doesn't make a
Number 1 Sierra,
good contact.
1 Sierra Juliet, number 2, following a Boeing 737, 7 miles northwest of the field during final.
We got the plane in sight, 201 Sierra Juliet. Will be number 2, 211 Sierra Juliet.
All right, I'll take it back now. I got the airplane. A little bit of a crosswind still. You can see how the airplane just wants to go into the wind. So we do a little bit of right rudder, left aileron. That gets the airplane going straight. Slide it over top of the line.
Two 6-6 Victor Alpha, left turn Charlie, ground off.
Left turn Charlie over to ground, 6 Victor Alpha.
6-6 Victor Alpha, verify you said left Charlie.
Left turn Charlie, 6 Victor Alpha.
Thanks. Number 1 Sierra Juliet, checkles down, runway 16.
That's it. Portsmouth ground, RV266 Victor Alpha is clear of 16 on Charlie, back in November.
6 Victor Alpha, taxi park Alpha November.
Taxi parking Alpha November, 6 Victor Alpha. A bit of a different view of your ramp.
Yeah.
Are they as old as they look on the inside too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a 57 model. Back there is what, a 60? Inside didn't get updated at all.
Really?
60 years old.
That's crazy that they're still flying.
Yeah. They will be flying for a long time.
Yeah. Well, you guys are supposed to get yours and the new one in 2020, right?
46?
Yeah.
No, that'll be, we're going to be done flying here in about February.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, that's if it doesn't get delayed again. It's,
Right.
It's already had supposed to have been delivered to here. But,
yep.
But yeah, these jets should just go to another base. So the 135 is still going to be flying for, I don't know, last saw they wanted to pocket out another 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just keep updating the engines and the
right
technology inside, nav and all that. And they just come out the latest update, which is pretty much kind of like this, you know.
Right.
What do you call it?
So like an SD card and update everything?
Yeah, the digital throttles and all that.
That's like FADEC. That's what it's called in GA's FADEC. That's crazy. I didn't know you guys were getting that so soon. I heard from Tori, she's one of my students, that probably wasn't going to be closer till like 2020.
That's probably when the jet will get here. I think they might be trying to transfer these ones out early.
Yep.
To show the commitment to the transfer, you know?
Right.
Hey, we're ready for them, bring them to us. Because the Altus is going to be the first one to get them, then McDonald, then I think here, then Seymour, maybe.
Have they delivered any?
No.
Okay.
Well, they just started training in Altus.
November, we're exiting 16.
So that was a big deal. Yep. There's a lot of guys that got moved there
Customs, left turn on Alpha, right
to be the instructors and all that, and have never
Alpha, right on Golf,
trained on it because it wasn't delivered.
Right.
I got a buddy that's been there for 3 years now who got picked to be initial cadre for the instructor school, which was a big thing, big deal. And the jet never came, so he's going to have to PCS. He's active duty. He's going to have to PCS by the time the jet gets there.
Wow.
Because we do 4-year tours normally. That Utah or Indiana?
I don't know. The 135s can be refueled too?
Some.
Some.
RT models.
Is it on the top?
Yep. I think
we have the marshaller in sight.
I think those are all at McDonald.
Okay.
They use them on the SOAR mission, I want to say. Call it Black World. Do all the AC-130 refueling and stuff like that.
Oh yeah? That's gonna be pretty cool. They always have the coolest call signs.
Yeah.